Level 1, 1 star. You booked it because it was $39 and the photos were taken at an angle that lied. You knew they lied. You booked it anyway because $39 was the only number your trip could survive. You arrive at 11 p.m. and the lobby is a desk behind plexiglass with a slot at the bottom, the kind of slot built for a place that expects trouble. The man behind the glass doesn't look up. He slides a key card through the slot, an actual card, scratched off from 1,000 hands, and says the room number through a speaker that crackles. No, welcome. No, how was your trip? You weren't a guest checking in. You were a transaction clearing. The hallway smells like cigarette smoke, trying to hide under something floral and losing. The carpet has a path worn into it, darker down the middle where every body before you walked. Your door takes 3 swipes. Inside, the light is one bulb, yellow, humming. The bedspread has a pattern designed to hide stains, and knowing why it has that pattern is worse than any stain. You don't take off your shoes. You sleep on top of the covers in your clothes like the bed is a thing you're tolerating, not using. The AC unit under the window rattles all night, 2 settings, off and hurricane, and you choose hurricane because the silence is worse. At 3 a.m., someone argues in the parking lot and you lie still and wait for it to end. The first rule at 1 star, you didn't pay for hospitality. You paid for a door that locks. And at 1 star, the door is the entire promise, and the lock is the only part they keep. Level 2, 2 star. The desk has no glass this time. That's the upgrade you notice first. A person standing in open air, a small thing that means you're no longer somewhere that expects to be robbed. He says, checking in? And it's barely a greeting, but it has a human shape to it, and after 1 star, a human shape is enough. The lobby has a plant. Plastic, dusty, but a plant, an attempt, a sign that someone here once decided the place should look like somewhere you'd want to be. There's free coffee in the corner from a machine, a stack of paper cups, powdered creamer, and little tubs. You take a cup not because you want coffee, but because free things still taste different to a body that counts. The room is clean. Not nice, clean, and clean is its own luxury when you remember the bedspread you didn't trust. The sheets are thin but white and they've been washed, and you can smell that they've been washed. You take your shoes off this time. You get under the covers. The TV works. The water gets hot if you wait. There's a tiny bar of soap in paper and a towel that's rough but real. You sleep through the night. Nobody argues in the parking lot, or if they do, you don't hear it, and not hearing it is what 2 star sells. The second rule at 2 star, 1 star gives you a lock. 2 stars gives you the first night you actually sleep, and sleep, you'll find out, is something the higher floors charge more and more to protect. Level 3, 3 star. Someone says your name. You gave it at the desk, and 30 seconds later they used it. You're all set, enjoy your stay, and your name in a stranger's mouth in a clean lobby does something small to your spine. You stand a little straighter. The lobby is real now. A couch, a fireplace that might be fake but glows. A smell that someone chose on purpose, clean and warm, and the same every time you walk through. There's a breakfast in the morning, included a room with waffles. You make yourself in an iron that beeps, eggs under a heat lamp, juice from a machine. It isn't good food. It's free food that's trying, and trying counts. The room has a desk and a chair and a coffee maker and 2 kinds of pillows, firm and soft, and being given a choice between 2 pillows is the first time a hotel has treated your comfort like a preference instead of an accident. The towels are folded into shapes, small shapes, but folded, and the folding means a person stood in your room thinking about how it would look when you open the door. Housekeeping comes while you're out, and the bed is made when you return, the corner of the toilet paper folded into a point. A small flag that says someone was here and cared, or was paid to look like they cared, and at 3 stars, difference doesn't matter to you yet. The third rule at 3 star, the hotel stops processing you and starts performing care. And performed care, when you've slept in your shoes, feels exactly like the real thing. Level 4, 4 star. They take your bag. A person in a uniform reaches for it before you've decided whether to let them, and you let them, and watching someone else carry your weight through a marble lobby rearranges something about how the day feels. The check-in isn't a counter you stand at, it's a desk you sit at, a chair pulled out for you, a glass of something cold while they handle the keys. You're not waiting in line. The line is for the parts of the building you no longer touch. The room is a suite, or close to one, a sitting area separate from the bed, a window that frames the city instead of the parking lot, a bathrobe hanging in the closet that's softer than anything you own at home. The bathroom has a counter with products lined up, lotion, shampoo, a small bottle of something for your skin. You'll never finish, but will take home anyway. You call the front desk for an extra pillow, and it arrives in 4 minutes, brought by a person who says, "Of course," like the asking was a gift to them. There's a restaurant downstairs and you eat there, and someone refills your water before it's empty, watching the glass so you don't have to ask. And the not having to ask is the entire product. At night, they turn the bed down. You come back and there's a chocolate on the pillow and the curtains are drawn and a card tells you tomorrow's weather and you didn't request any of it. And that's the point. The fourth rule, at 4-star, 3 stars makes your bed when you're gone. 4 stars takes the asking out of your hands. And once you stop having to ask, you start to forget you ever did. Level 5, 5-star. The hotel knows you arrived before you reach the door. A car opens. A name you didn't give is already on a manager's lips. Welcome back, even though it's your first time, because the system flagged the reservation and someone decided you'd be greeted like a returning friend. You don't check in. Check-in happens around you in a quiet room in a chair, while a conversation that feels like hospitality is actually verification done so smoothly you never see the work. Your bags go up without you. A person is assigned to your stay, not to the floor, to you. A name and a number you can reach at any hour, and reaching them produces results that feel like magic but are just money working quietly in another room. The suite is enormous and silent. Double doors, a soaking tub by a window, flowers that were cut today, fruit. You didn't order arranged on a table with a note written by hand. You mentioned once, in passing, that you like sparkling water, and for the rest of the stay, sparkling water appears in your room cold every afternoon without another word. They wrote it down. They write everything down. The robe fits because someone guessed your size from the reservation and guessed right. You eat a meal made by a chef whose name is on the door of a place you'd wait a month to get into on the ground, and here it's just dinner, just Tuesday, just the level you're standing on. The fifth rule at 5-star, 4 stars, takes the asking away. 5 stars learns what you want before you know to ask. And being known like that by a building is the closest a stranger has ever come to anticipating you. Level 6, 6-star. There is no front desk. There was never a front desk. You're met before the airport, a car, a name, a person who handles everything between your arrival and your room so that the friction of travel simply stops existing for you. The hotel doesn't have rooms in the way the lower floors do. It has residences, and yours has a butler, an actual person whose only job for the length of your stay is the texture of your hours, who unpacks your bag and presses what wrinkled and learns by the second day that you take coffee before you. Speak in silence after the meal. The space is impossibly quiet. A quiet money buys by putting distance between you and everyone else, walls thick enough to erase the world, windows that open onto a view kept clear because the hotel owns the land that would have blocked it. You don't see other guests. The architecture is designed so you almost never do. Private entrances, private pools, a restaurant where the tables can't see each other. You mentioned you didn't sleep well, and that night a different mattress is in your room. Swapped while you were at dinner. No charge, no conversation, just solved. You are not a guest being served. You are a life being managed for a few days by people trained to make the managing invisible. The 6th rule at 6-star, 5 stars, anticipates what you want. 6 stars removes the friction of wanting at all. And a life with no friction is a thing almost no one alive has ever touched. Level 7, 7-star. The number isn't a rating anyone official gives. It's a word the world invented because the existing scale ran out. And at this level, running out of scale is the point. The building doesn't compete on service. Service was settled 6 floors down. It competes on the impossible, a suite with its own private elevator, a butler for every bedroom, a pillow menu that is genuinely a menu, a fleet of cars at the door, gold in places. Gold has no reason to be except to say a sentence about. Who stays here? You don't book this. You're accommodated. The reservation is a relationship. A phone call to a person who knows your history with the property, your preferences logged across years, the suite held before you've confirmed you're coming. You walk into a space larger than most homes, and everything in it was arranged for you specifically. The temperature, the lighting, the scent, the music low and exactly right, the food in the kitchen, the food you like, the staff briefed on. Your name and your habits and the one thing you complained about politely 2 stays ago and never mentioned again. They mentioned it for you. They fixed it before you arrived. You stand in the middle of a room built to make you feel like the only person the world is currently bending around, and for the length of the stay, that's not a feeling. It's a fact someone is paid to maintain. The 7th rule at 7-star, the hotel stops selling you a place to sleep and starts selling you the sensation of being the center of the world. And that sensation, manufactured perfectly, is the most expensive thing a building can hold.